Hello and welcome to this third video on SharePoint views. In this video though, we're going to talk about views in the classic, not the classic, in the modern SharePoint list. In the two previous videos that I've created so far, we talked about views in classic mode. But now we're going to be talking about views in the modern mode. So the concept is still the same as in the classic. I mean, a view is a view, basically. It's still a subset of data. You can still filter your data. You can still group your data. You can organize your data just the same way you would do it in classic. But there are a few differences. As you can see, just the look and feel alone in the modern view it's cleaner. It looks much better. Now, in order to create your views though, it's different in the modern view. You know, there is no ribbon where you can go up and and click on a view. In order to do that in the modern view, on the right hand corner, if you click here where it says all items, you see it has some views. And in fact, you see the views that we created in the classic mode, East region and group by region. But we have these other some extra things that are in this panel here. We have the list that's currently selected, but you can also compact the list. So watch what happens when I click compact list. As you can see, it took out some extra spaces and made the text a little bit smaller. Let's go back to the regular list. We're also going to create a view. So let's go and create a new view. So we have this option here, create new view. And then you have to give it a name. And this time, what we're going to do is we want to see only the. Let me look at my list again. We want to see just the West. So we're going to call this West region. We're going to make it a public view. If you uncheck it, it's going to be private to just you. And then we're going to click create. Now this is an extra step here that I'm not too fond of. In classic view, when you create in a classic SharePoint view, when you create your view, as soon as you give it a name, you can also add all the settings that you want. But here in the modern view, you have to create the view, give it a name, and then I have to go in and edit the current view. So it's an extra step. But once you edit current view, you would see that it's just like the settings page is the same as if you were in classic. And you can change the name of the view if you want. You can make this the default view. You also had this option in classic. You can add other columns as well. So if I'm going to add the ID again, make it number 1. I am going to add this link to edit item, make that actually, I'm gonna make this number 1, and watch what happens. I make it number 1, and this ID that I made number 1, it jumps to number 2, so it automatically sets. So those are the columns that I want. I can also add modified by, add region. Now I'm going to come down here to group by, and I am going to group by region again. Let me also, what can I group by? Let me group by, let's say I want to see the reps. Let me group by reps so you can see what that looks like. No, actually, I'm going to group by the item. So I'm grouping by region, and then it's going to group within that region. It's going to group by item. So I'm going to see pencils, binders, and I want to see a count. So let's do a count of, let's say, region. Oh, I have region twice in here, so let me come back up here and okay, I see. Let me uncheck this because I already have region up here and it's a link. So I'm going to get a count of the region, and then I also want to get a count of the items. Okay. Now I want you to notice something here. When you're dealing with total, a currency field, you get a little bit more options: average, maximum, minimum, sum, deviation, variance. So just to be aware of that. Now let's go back up and click OK. And everything I'm doing here you can also do in the Classic. So I get, see, a count of 43 for the region and items. Makes sense. Now if I expand this region, you see I have a breakdown of the different items. So I have a count of 8 binders, 2 desks, 1 pen, 4 pens, pen set. I can expand that if I wanted to see what's in there. And there is the count of the binder. Here's the 2 of the desk. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. So now that you see how that works, let's come back up here. I want to show you something else. What if I wanted to I wanted everything by default to be expanded. So I'm going to come back up here, and you can do this same thing in the Classic as well. Edit current view. Scroll all the way down, and in the group by section, if you scroll down, see right now it says by default show groupings collapsed, but I want it to be expanded. Come down here, click OK. And there you have it. It's expanded. I hope that made sense. Thanks for watching the video, and see you in the next video. Bye.